Is man's best friend the best cure for the blues? Find out why this lab lover says dogs are the antidote to depression.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. 15 million Americans suffer from depression, and of those, 32,000 take their own lives every year.
For a lot of folks, conventional treatments like medication and therapy just do not work.
Yeah, our next guest was one of those until help came from somewhere you would least expect.
About 10 years ago, at only 25 years old, Bruce Goldstein was already a six-figure success in the mad world of Madison Avenue.
Everything was great, making a lot of money, going out, and just having an awesome time. Everything was on schedule.
But Bruce learned quickly, life has no schedule. He lost his job, he got another one, he made even more money, but he started feeling a little strange.
I started having this anxiety where I couldn't shake it. It was nonstop. And I started calling it the buzz to myself because it literally went on constantly.
Bruce the Wonder Boy was on a downhill skid with no brakes. He was convinced he was dying.
My heart was like pounding out of my chest. So I went to, NYU Emergency Center, was like yelling at the doctor, I'm having a heart attack, I'm having a heart attack.
Fortunately, he wasn't on his deathbed, but Bruce was in trouble. He was riding a roller coaster cycle of manic depression, including hallucinations of what he called the face.
So I had all this stuff going on with the sadness, the depression, the anxiety, the face. And it got to the point where I had to quit my job.
Bruce's bleakness was compounded by the loss of his first love and the failure of every therapy he tried.
We did some hypnosis, we tried yoga, we did the talking, showing him my journals, begging to God, afternoon, I'm high as a kite. I mean, all of it. Bruce, you're not gonna get better unless you take medicine at that point. And I'm like, whatever, I don't believe you, I'm out.
But when he heard a voice urging him to kill himself, Bruce knew he needed special help. His therapist surprisingly recommended a dog, not a drug. So Bruce embarked on a search for the perfect pup. Finally, after weeks of frustration, a call came from a breeder many miles away. She had just the dog he wanted.
I'm like, I'm coming tomorrow morning, I'll be there first. That's my dog. So I was like, she's like, Bruce, there's a hurricane tomorrow. Haven't you watched the news?
Joining us this morning is the author of Puppy Chow is Better Than Prozac, Bruce Goldstein, and his black Labrador, Ozzy, his lifesaver.
And the president of the Psychiatric Service Dog Society, Joan Esnaira. And Joan, thank you for being here. So, don't leave us hanging, Bruce. You're driving into a hurricane to go to the breeder. What did you do?
What did I do? It's kind of like I had nothing left in New York, nothing left in my life. And I took a chance to go out there and see how my life. If I stayed in New York, nothing was going to change.
So you kept driving.
Yeah, I kept driving.
Oh.
It was like 3 hours. No cars were on the road. Lawn furniture's flying around. It was like a nightmare. It was like sailing our car, on the LIE rather than driving.
But you went Long Island Expressway, LIE.
Yeah.
But you went and you picked up Ozzy. You brought him back, and you said that you had a case of post-puppy.
Yeah, it's kind of like I quit my job. I went through like a maternity leave, but that was like that was a whole experience, learning about the dog and everything that went. It was just nonstop action, feeding him and walking him. But the post-puppy depression, after a while, I wanted to send him back. Like I don't want this thing anymore. But then ultimately, I took him out and I started feeling good, and you start to fall in love with your dog.
Yeah. And thank goodness for your mom. I think she
my mom
encouraged
was
you to
calling
walk the dog.
Yeah, she made me go out. You didn't want this dog, but now you got him, and you got to take him out. He's counting on you.
But Bruce, knives were calling you. You were going to kill yourself. How does a dog save your life?
Well, it's kind of like I was still taking medicine at the time. Once the medicine gets you to a point where it kind of balances out your chemicals is what what I was going through. But the medicine only takes you so far. Mm-hmm. It's like the medicine doesn't give you a reason to get up in the morning.
What did the dog do for you?
The dog, by taking him out, he pulls you out of yourself. He drags you out. He stops the voices. He just takes you out. Before you know it, you kind of He's like your partner, basically.
Gave you something to rely on. Now, what? But see, a lot of people would say, well, why can't a child do that? But people have these, you know, people in your situation probably wouldn't go out and start having kids at that point.
No, that wasn't going to happen. It was like having a child. It was we were a team. It was like the Bruce and Ozzy show coming to a neighborhood near you. And, you know, I met everybody. That summer, I met the world. I had a girl write me a letter. She wrote a letter to Ozzy to go out with him and take the owner along. I mean, you know.
Nice strategy, actually.
Wow. So it gave you a reason to get up.
Yeah, it gave
morning.
me, exactly.
Are you on any medication now, too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still taking lithium and some Lamictal.
Which is fine. But the dog is really the key to saving your life.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, we'll talk about more why dogs have such an effect on us when we come back with more with Bruce. Ozzy, Joan is going to join us too.
I'll be right back.
Hey, we are back with Bruce, who credits his black lab Ozzy with saving his life.
And also, we have the president of the Psychiatric Service Dog Society, Joan Asnaira, with us. And Joan, is this something that is common now these days to have dogs become, I guess, essential helpers to people who have issues?
It's not common, but it's certainly becoming more so. I've been doing this work for about 10 years, and we're getting more and more people coming up asking for help in how to train their dog. You know, some people with deep depression refer to their dog as a suicide prevention dog. And although they may love family and friends, what keeps them here, what keeps them tethered to this life is their dog.
Why? It gives them responsibility. What is it?
Well, definitely. Depression sucks the life out of you, and it removes the structure that most people enjoy every day, and it keeps us whole. But dogs give us that structure back. They need to be fed, they need to be walked. All of these things help us recover from depression.
But listen, in this book, he writes, Ozzy became his whole life my full-time love. This book reads like a love story. I'm sure everybody reads the book, puts the books down. Oh my gosh, Ozzy's 11 years old. What happens when Ozzy has to go to doggy heaven? Do you now collapse then, Bruce? Do you worry about that?
Yeah, I think about it when I walk him down the street now when he's 11 and a half years old and he's limping a little bit and people are like, how old is that dog? And I get really upset.
Yeah.
But then they'll be nuts, you know, today's a little crazy, and people will be like, how old is that dog? And they're shocked when I say he's 11 because they think he's a puppy.
Yeah, he acts like
So it goes both ways, and you know what, when he does go, I guess it's like a person, and like, you know, their soul lives forever, and
sure,
they're always there with you. I mean,
and always be in your heart.
Yeah, he's the closest thing I've ever known.
Can we have him sign our book?
Oh, absolutely.
What? He does
a book signing.
Oh, he does?
Well, like any good author.
He'll be at Borders Books.
Ozzy, up. Ozzy, up.
Breeders Books.
Okay, come on, Ozzy.
Up.
Border Collie Books.
Ozzy, sign it. If you're a good boy, sign it. Hey.
Oh, he almost did.
Ozzy, sign it. Sign it. Ozzy, sign it.
He did it in the break. Oh, well. We'll try to do it during our commercial break.
Ozzy, sign it.
More on
Ozzy,
dog
sign
therapy
it.
for depression.
Sign
Check out our
it.
website, imajshow.com. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have him sign it in the green room, and you'll see him sign on our internet site.
We'll be right back.
imajshow.com. It's okay, buddy.